I was offered $40,000 by my family to go to high school my senior year. But I said, nope, I'm going to bet on sports instead and start my journey about 3-4 years ago.
What's up, guys? We've got video number 2 of the TikTok investing series. Finally, we have a guy who dropped out of high school to pursue his passion of sports betting. We're going to find out if that was a good idea or not. Go check out the first one. That one has a young guy selling life insurance, making millions, apparently more than all of us combined.
What's your biggest monthly income?
Last month I made $100,000, and for all
That was fun to do. It's kind of funny. Go check it out. Show your support. Give this video a like if you haven't already. And we're going to go over 2 important cues today: the box method for gestures and asymmetrical speaking and what those mean. With that said, let's take a look at his opening scene and see what details we can gather. So taking a look at his initial posture, we see pretty strong posture. He's got feet planted firmly. He's standing up straight. Moving down to his hands, which isn't great. They're in his pockets, and hidden hands means he's hiding something, right? Generally, it's a low confidence tell for us. Sometimes it's relaxed casualness. If it's high confidence, generally you'd see his thumb poking out or his hands wouldn't be in his pocket at all. There is some attention to detail here with the V10 emblem down in the left corner of the screen. And then he's got one sleeve rolled up while the other is rolled down. And I assume this is to show off his timepiece. If the other sleeve is rolled up and the timepiece sleeve is rolled down, then I'd analyze it a little bit further. So we have some attention to detail, strong posture, but some low confidence tells. Let's keep looking.
I was offered $40,000 by my family to go to high school my senior year. But I said, nope, I'm going to bet on sports instead and start my journey about 3-4 years ago. I had moved to Florida, and I had to decide, am I going to go to high school and finish off, or am I going to stop doing that, and am I going to start working, becoming an entrepreneur, following what my brother was doing, betting on sports? And I decided I'm going to do what I think is best, which is to start betting on sports.
We'll stop here for a moment. So what we see is his hand and gestures are mostly confined to this small little box when he's speaking to us. This is a box method. And when you look at somebody and they're speaking about a topic, one thing you should notice, it's an easy way to judge somebody's confidence levels, is how high that the gestures are going in relation to their body. So in this case, this young man's gestures aren't really going above his nipple line, whereas somebody who's very excited and confident about the topic they're speaking on is going to go way above their shoulders, even up above their head. It's also important to incorporate how wide the gestures are, so height and width. Here, they're generally confined to in front of his body. And this brings up another point. So we get a blocking behavior. So he's creating distance between his audience and himself by keeping his hands right in front of his sensitive abdomen area. And you'll see people do this with crossed arms or hands like this or like a fig leaf posture. This is low confidence tells for us. Not always, but it is a clue. Next, we have lip asymmetry, which is a peculiar mannerism here. Typically, it's caused by 3 things. 1, a medical condition, right? So somebody has a stroke. It could be a force of habit where somebody just generally speaks out of the side of their mouth. And number 3, what we look for is when lip asymmetry is intermittent. So it's not happening all the time. So somebody's baseline changes where they speak normally, and then they start speaking out of the side of the mouth. We see that here. So if you watch the beginning of the video, he's not doing that, and now he is. And this is generally a sign of bravado, boasting, or deception. So if you notice politicians, some of them do it. Like go look at John Kerry. He does it. And Rex Tillerson, he also does it. And finally, we get a lip licking as he explains how he can't complete 1 year in high school because he wants to bet on sports. This is nervousness or anxiousness and can be a stress response when somebody's not telling the truth about what they're saying.
Start learning as much as I possibly can and start going down the entrepreneurial route. So about 3 to 4 years ago, I made a decision to, instead of going here, go straight to the lab, head to the office. I got a membership at this local office, co-work, started working every single day to find CLV-driven bets. And a couple years later now, I think I made the right decision because I could have gotten a $40,000 car by a family member for going to school, finishing off. It was a BMW 340i. But I decided I'm going to put in the work I believe that I can do it. I believe if I put in the hard work, I can achieve much more. And that's exactly what I've done. And this is just the beginning.
So finally, we hear about how he gave up 40K, BMW in his last year in high school because he believed in himself and wanted to pursue sports betting. There are two questions we need to ask ourselves from a psychological perspective. Why create this video? What is the purpose? So we see a lot of people do this with their fancy cars. They're standing in their high-rise condo next to their model girlfriend, and then they have a pitch at the end of the video of my fail-proof plan to make you millions like me, right? Buy it now for $20.99. Number two, maybe he's trying to grow an account, presumably to sell at something like sports betting, or it's insecurity, right? He needs to put this out on the video because he's feeling bad about the decision that he made. But if he's truly successful, why would you feel insecure about it? The second is, why can't you do all these things at once? So take the car, finish your high school, and learn about sports betting all at the same time. I can make a trade right now in stocks as I'm speaking to you, or I can make a sports betting trade right now as I'm speaking to you. That doesn't make sense and tells me there's some bad decision making. The third detail that we should notice is the 40 grand that somebody in his family had bribed him with. So it was a BMW to stay in his senior year of high school. That tells me there's some sort of affluent background that he comes from in his family. And he may just have his life subsidized a little bit. So getting into the body language, we do still see his hands in front of his abdomen. He's still protecting himself there. We get some chest pounding, which is just self-encouragement. That makes sense given his message. We get another lip-licking event here, and his hands go back into his pockets. Combining these gestures suggests a dynamic interplay between self-assurance and some low confidence tells for us.
$40,000 car by a family member for going to school, finishing off. It was a BMW 340i. But I decided I'm going to put in the work. I believe that I can do it. I believe if I put in the hard work, I can achieve much more. And that's exactly what I've done. And this is just the beginning.
Wrapping this video up, the body language cues observed, such as intermittent lip asymmetry, the low height hand gestures, the lip licking, the barrier blocking, might be seen by some as potential indicators of deception or bravado, low confidence. These signals can sometimes suggest that a person is not entirely at ease with what they're saying and may be trying to convince both themselves and the audience of their narrative. He may be doing well, but I'm still skeptical when you think about why he would be making the video and why he couldn't take the 40K vehicle, finish school, and bet all at the same time. It just doesn't make sense to me, and when paired with the nonverbal cues, it leaves me with more questions than answers. Thanks for watching. Want to learn more about body language? Don't forget to like, share, and follow for more content like this. Be sure to download your free copy of Read the Room using the link in my bio. It's a comprehensive guide to understanding nonverbal communication, and applying it will change your life.